بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Since September 2019, the Islamic Education Trust Human Welfare Department has positively touched over 6,500 lives through its intervention program, the food aid program, the financial aid program, Qurbani meat distribution during Eid al-Adha, Widows Empowerment Program, the Orphan Care Program, and the Tree Planting Program. For this good work to continue and be sustained, we need your continuous support. Jazakumullahu khairan as we look forward to your generous donation. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome back. If you remember, we were talking about the ideal Muslim wife, and the discussion, the response so far centered on one aspect, which is about sexual relationship between the wife and her husband. Malma Maryam, I believe sexual intercourse is not the only issue that constitutes marriage relationship. Can we have more points as to what makes an ideal Muslim wife?
Okay. Another point that makes an ideal Muslim wife is that the ideal Muslim wife should guard her honor. And in guarding her honor is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that she shouldn't display her beauty. You know, when I was explaining is that she should take care of herself for her husband. That should be within the family. But if she's to go out, she shouldn't display her beauty. وقرن في بيوتكن ولا تبرجن تبرج جاهلية الأولى ولا تبرجن تبرج جاهلية الأولى is the point I'm trying to discuss here. She shouldn't go out displaying her beauty for other men that are not part of her Zoom Muharram. When she's going out from the Islam point of view, she should cover her body. إلا ما ظهر منها, except that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala expects to be exposed, and which is only her palm and her face. She should cover her body. Aside covering her body, she shouldn't scent her body, because we are fond of this attitude. You scent your body before you go out of the house, so much so that as soon as you pass, they know that somebody has passed because of the peculiar scent you are using. It is haram. That beautification is meant for your matrimonial home. It's meant for your husband. So it is haram for you to go out displaying your beauty outside. Aside that, as a married woman, you're not supposed to go out. When you go out, you're walking as if you're dancing. You're beating your feet on the ground so that other men will notice that you're coming. It is haram. Before now, what we have is bangles on the hands and on the legs. But today, we don't have bangles. What we have today is high heel. We have shoes. By the time you see a woman walking on the tiles on the cement, you feel that she's coming. She's giving you notice that she's coming, which is wrong. From the beginning, she's not supposed to wear those shoes, because those shoes
make noise.
That make noise. It will make people notice that she's coming. She's a married woman. Not even only a married, even an adult, a lady that is already matured, is not supposed to dress in that manner outside her home. Those gorgeous dressing are meant for her husband at home. So it is only an ideal Muslim wife that observe these rules and regulations. Another aspect of the ideal Muslim woman is that she should guard the integrity of her husband, guard the property of her husband in his absence. And to explain that, there is a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that said, "Kullukum ra'i wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyatihi. Al-imra'atu ra'iyatun fi bawti zawjiha wa mas'ulun an ra'iyatiha." Every one of you is a shepherd, and Allah will ask you concerning his flock. A woman is a shepherd in her husband's house, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask her concerning her flock. In her husband's house, her children, and by extension, the family of the husband, if they are there with her, his siblings, his property, are all her flocks, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask her concerning it. So much so that, from Islam point of view, if you must to give something out, you need to consult your husband. Ask him if he permits you, you give it out. If he didn't permit you, you don't give it out. You need to take care of his parents if they are with you. Taking care of the parents of the husband is as taking care of the husband, because it is his responsibility. If he's not at home to do it, you should be at home to do it. If you don't do it well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask you concerning that. If he has animals he rears at home, you need to take care of them. If you didn't do that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask you. It is only an ideal Muslim woman that will be able to do this. And she is doing it because she's educated. Inshallah.
Thank you very much. Now, viewers, if you are just tuning in, the program is Parenting in Islam, and what we're discussing is the girl-child education. Now, Madam, all these qualities you have outlined, expectedly, people think that the behaviors of a girl in her husband's house is an output of how she was brought up from her own parents.
Exactly.
So what I'm driving at here is, what should be, the foundation of marriage?
Alhamdulillah. The foundation of every marriage, the backbone of every family, in as far as Islam is concerned, is faith. Without faith, the family will be disintegrated. And that is the problem we're facing today. Faith has not been the foundation of marriage. Even though if they start with it along the way, they break out. And because of the importance of faith as a backbone of marriage in Islam, that is why the religion of Islam said, the corrupt women are meant for the corrupt men, and the corrupt men are meant for the corrupt women. You understand me? So, the pure men are made for the pure women, and the pure women for the pure men. This is telling us, in essence, there shouldn't be a marriage between a man who is Christian with a Muslim woman. If a woman is going to marry, she should marry a Muslim man, not a Christian man, because of that foundation. Not only that, she should marry the man that has the same ideology with her, the same morals with her, because it is with these principles they are going to build the family. If they build a family, their children will grow up on the same principles. But if the wife is to the right and the woman is to the left, the children are in the center, and it brings about confusion in the family. So faith is the backbone of the family of Islam. So, however deeply in love a lady is, or a Muslim woman is with a man who is not a Muslim, she should forget it. If she goes into it as a marriage, that marriage will not succeed. So faith in marriage is very important.
Well, thank you very much. When you were mentioning the issue of the wife, taking care of the husband's property, and that whatever she is going to take out of his property to give out must be by his permission.
Yes.
Now I want to ask, what if the woman has her own properties? Does she have the right to give out her own property? That's from the Islamic point of view, or even her own properties? If she intends giving out, she must seek the permission of the husband.
Well, from an Islamic point of view, she has rights to her property. But if she wants to give out, it depends on the quantity of what she's giving out. For example, she has estate, she has houses, and she wants to give out a house as sadaqah. She should consult the husband. It is her property, but consult him. I'm giving so thing out. There is nothing wrong in doing that, but she has the right to it. It's just by way of information. Inform him, this is what I'm going to do. As simple as that. Doing that is a respect to the husband.
Thank you very much.
Wallahu
Now,
alam.
we mentioned that the main topic of this program, this particular episode, is the girl-child education. And looking at our own society, we have hindrances to the girl-child education when it comes to the issue of marriage. Now, I want to find out, does the education of the girl child hinders her marriage, her acquiring education? Does it hinder her marriage?
Not at all. The education of the girl child, whether Western or Islamic, doesn't hinder her quest for knowledge. Today, a woman can be educated, whether single or married, to any level. To any level she feels, she can be educated. So her pursuance of education shouldn't be a hindrance to her marriage. But there are still stumbling blocks. If while she's still in school and she got married, they married her out, because that has been the fear. Some people said after marriage, if they allow her to continue the schooling, she may not want to marry, or she may decide to change her mind from the person she wants to marry. Good and fine, let her marry. But there should be an agreement between the parents of these couples that once you got married to her, she must to continue her education. You must allow her to continue her. That is a condition. She should allow her to continue her education. Once that contract has been signed, let her marry. And after some time, she should continue her education. It is very unfortunate that some men promise and they break the promise at the end of the day. Sometimes ago we had a marriage and somebody came at the end of the day and warned us. This girl is in school and you didn't allow her to finish. She got married. These who have a bad history in their family, once they marry children, they don't allow them to continue education. And he cited examples. Then we call him down. This is what somebody told us concerning your family, and these are the examples he gave us. Is that true? He said, yes, it is true. But in my own case, wallahi, tallahi, I will allow her to continue. Because I know the benefit of education. And this is my level in education, so I will allow her. So there should be a contract between these couples, the families of the male and the families of the female, to sign. Otherwise, education today doesn't hinder marriage.
Thank you very
And
much.
marriage doesn't hinder education.
Now, let me take you back a little bit. You know, when we spoke about the issue briefly now, because we have little time to actually conclude this episode of the program, talking about the woman's obedience to her husband. You mentioned, you know, several steps where she might not obey the husband. And, you know, that was the issue of sexual intercourse and things like that. But what other aspects of life experience, at what point should the wife not obey the husband? Not talking about Jama'i now.
There are instances. For example, briefly also.
Little time.
For example, there was a case of somebody who, as a result of poverty, could not feed the family. The wife is in a business, and because of the poverty they experienced at home, she couldn't make it. They finished the capital. The capital has finished. So the husband, who was also working before, could not work again. So he resorts to going out. And the wife became very afraid of the way he goes out and cautioned him one day. You're not used to going out like this. Why is it that once it is social time, somebody call you and you go out? Where are you going to? He said she should mind her business. That is not her business. So as they were in the midst of that problem, somebody, a neighbor, told them that this is the business your husband is doing now. So please, be cautious of it. So she has to report. She told him this is what somebody said, and she believed him. So she threatened if he continues, she's going to seek for a divorce to live in. You understand me? He pleaded with her not to inform the family about it, and she should be patient with it. It's just temporary. In that situation, she doesn't have to obey him because the family is in a threat. She has to inform the family about it.
Well, thank you very much. Well, viewers, if you just tuned in, unfortunately, we have come to the end of this particular episode of the program, which is talking about parenting in Islam, and the topic was the girl-child education. We stopped at the point where the wife could disobey her husband, but I'm sure there are many others you could search for some books so that you can get more points. We might not be able to exhaust all the reasons here. Thank you for being there, and we hope to be back next week with another episode of the program Parenting in Islam. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.